YouTube, this is Cold Waters, and today I've got a Lee Sin gameplay for you. And I'm really proud of this one because I actually don't die in it at all. I go completely flawless. And I do quite a lot of good plays in my opinion. So the jungle matchup is with me as Lee Sin against Sejuani. I think overall people say this is a good matchup for Lee Sin. Mainly because Sejuani is really weak early game. She gets good kind of late game in team fights when she's got some tanky items and she has her ultimate just to lock everyone down. But early game it's Lee Sin's territory because he's good at the one-on-ones and he does a lot of damage with his abilities and all of that. So as you're going to see, where we invade their red, they don't actually see us because of where Renekton's positioned, so I'm able to take this away. I was planning to give it to the Zed, but he walks away and I didn't actually tell him to come take it in the end, so I take that. I get the level 2, which is very important because if I'm soloing a second buff immediately, I need that. I need the shield and the regen to keep myself alive. Here, Fizz dives onto the rise and manages to get the first blood. It's really good for him because that's meant to be a matchup that Fizz loses. It's meant to be the hardest matchup for a Fizz, so if he's able to get the first blood on the rise, that's really good. Rise actually teleports straight back into the middle lane and Sejuani's with him, so Fizz is really low, but so's the rise, and so I go straight onto the rise and the Fizz actually flashes for the Q kill, so that's really good because Fizz now has 2 kills. I have 1 assist and bot lane actually got a kill as well. So at the moment we're winning this game quite well. So my first back, I believe I'm going to get a jungling item that goes into Wriggle's lantern. I always forget the name of it. Machete's razor or something? No, it comes from the machete. Anyway, something razor. And some boots for better mobility around the jungle. As you can see, Sejuani is actually going for a gank on Fizz. And she's gonna pretty much just camp the mid lane for the majority of the laning phase. As you can see here, I go over to mid to see what's going on. But I'm pretty sure that Sejuani will have gone to another lane, so I'm going to go to the top lane, do a bit of damage on the Renekton, but not actually get the kill, and then head back to mid lane. Meanwhile, Fizz has taken down the rise, and he actually does a really good play here. He goes into the bush, activates his W, activates his Q, and then avoids Sejuani's attacks and gets the double kill, so it's really good. Really good play by him. I was there in case he needed, in case he died and someone was really weak, so I could kill them. But as it turns out, he got the double kill, and I'm able to do quite a lot of damage to the mid turret. And I actually get level 6 there from some of the minions dying. So I'm going to head bot lane since I haven't been there yet. I missed my Q on the Sivir, but the Leona comes in on me and I ult her back. Unfortunately the MF dies, but at least she gets the kill on Leona, so that's still good for us. I push the lane there because I know Sivir needs to back, and it'll mean that she misses out on quite a bit of farm.
Shut down.
Unfortunately here, the rise gets a shutdown on the Fizz, and I don't quite get the Q, but the rise is dumb enough to stick around too long, and I jump to my minion and then jump straight on him and get the easy kill. And I get his blue buff, which is really bad for the rise, since he depends quite a lot on the cooldowns and the mana from the blue buff. Mine has just spawned, so I'm going to give that to Fizz, who's going to miss his jump over the wall and run away laughing. Here I go for a gank on Ryze because I want to get the Fizz really fed, and Ryze is the easiest to gank since he's so far behind. I think he sees me coming, and all I do is get a little bit of damage on him, then run off to my red buff since that's spawned up. Here I'm going to go bot lane again, but Sivir activates a spell shield and I'm unable to do anything. Right here, the Zed starts coming down to the mid lane, and I go up to the mid lane since our Fizz is really weak. The Zed actually kills the Ryze just then, and we send the Sejuani back, and Zed jumps back to his Living Shadow and then flashes for the kill. The Renekton comes down to try and protect the mid lane, but I'm able to jump to the minion he walks on top of and get the kill. So we're now 10-2 ahead in the kills. Unfortunately we haven't taken any dragons. I'm pinging it here, but we don't actually do anything with it, and none of the turrets have gone down either. But we are 4,000 gold at the head. Unfortunately there's another kill on the Fizz there. And I actually see that Ryze is really weak, so I kick the Shyvana back into him, and then Q into the Ryze to get the kill, and then jump to my minions, and Zed makes sure that Sejuani can't follow me by creating a Living Shadow and throwing some damage her way. So right here I get my Wriggles Lantern, I get a giant spelt and a I've forgotten the name of that item as well. Chain Vest, I believe. Because we don't have a tank on our team, so I'm going to be pretty much the tank for our team. I'm going to take all the damage from turrets if I can, and take the majority of the damage in the team fights. So here I'm trying to get the Zed another kill. I'm now 3-0-3, so I'm actually doing pretty well. We do quite a lot of damage to the Renekton here, and Zed heals up on the minions. So the Renekton can't stay around because we'd kill him, which means we get to make an easy turret kill. And we actually get a turret bottom as well. Right here, the Fizz is going in on the Ryze again. I actually shield our Fizz, and Sejuani's going in on him. I kick him away. The Zyra comes in, which is a really good play on her part, and we get the knock up and then the kill on the Sejuani. So now me and Zyra can solo the, well not solo, but duo the dragon. Because they don't have a jungler, and Zyra can use her plants to take some of the damage. Here I jump over to the red buff and take that away. And as you can see, there's a 2v1 bot, so I actually go down there to see if I can help out in any way. Unfortunately I stand on a ward just here, so I'm thinking of going to the bottom brush, but they ward that as well, so I can't do anything there. I go back mid, because you can see that everyone's going on to the Fizz. I actually flash shield the Fizz to save him from the ignite. I'm not sure if that was needed, but it's better to be safe than sorry, and I don't want the Fizz to die there, so I make sure that he stays alive. And bot lane is actually really weak. They killed our MF, I think, but me and Zed head on down, and the Zed actually gets the double kill. Our Zyra dies, unfortunately, but there's not a lot we can do about that. It was worth it in the end. Zed actually just jumps over the wall there and instantly into 3 people, and he's just locked down. I kick the Sejuani back here as I get stunned by the Ryze, and the MF comes in with an ult to make sure they can't follow me. I see that the Sejuani is weak and I actually jump over the wall. I wasn't actually expecting her to be right next to that, but luckily she was, and I'm able to get an easy kill there. So as you can see, there's a Sivir in the bot lane taking the turret. Me and Zed head down to try and kill her off. She pops her ult and a spell shield. So we just wait until the spell shields run out, and then I jump to her slower, and the Zed gets the kill. So I push out the lane a little bit there, I take down a wave. The Zed goes for a blue, so I run over and smite it over the wall for him, just to make it that little bit quicker, which is a good thing since there were quite a few. There's a Sejuani and a Leona over the wall. Here the Zed's in a lot of trouble, so the MF pops her ult. The Ryze is actually attacking us over the wall, and I'm able to take off the Sejuani. I kick the Leona back here so that the Ryze can't attack me over the wall, and so that she has no escapes. The Sivir comes in and I jump on her, but she pops a spell shield so I can't actually get the slowdown. She comes back, which is her mistake, and she comes straight into a Zyra ult and the knock-up. She flashes away but is unable to get the kill, and she actually almost kills the MF. Here I spell shield to the Zyra because that's the target that the Ryze is focusing. So I jump to her and make sure she can't die, and then take my golems before I back. So I'm now 6-0-8. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick up my Sunfire Cape and a Last Whisper here, and I get my mobility boots, so I'm now really quick as well, which combined with my mobility means they can't really catch up with me. Here I kick away the Renekton, and as you can see from the bottom left, I save the Fizz with about 10 hit points, so I'm really proud of that play. I think I did really well there. The Fizz was actually saying really well done, but because they know the Fizz is so low, they've started a dragon, which I Q over the wall, and I'm actually able to steal. I'm about to jump over the wall with a ward, but Fizz is there, so I jump to Fizz. Unfortunately, he's still on really low hit points and gets killed by the Renekton. Zyra exhausts the Renekton, so he can't kill me as well. However, pays for it with their life. The MF gets a kill there, but is killed off herself by the Sejuani. And I think our Zed is stealing their red buff, so overall that was a really good, well, it was a good trade for us. Not so much in the kills, but in the gold we got. And here we just pick off Sejuani and Sivir, and I get an assist on both, which is really good for me. Here the Fizz goes straight in on the Ryze because he's really weak. However, takes a lot of turret damage and is killed off by the Renekton, who me and Zed immediately focus because he does all the damage. I tank the turret there, and Leona flashes away. She could have probably jumped back to me and got a kill, but fortunately for me she doesn't. And I actually stand on a ward here as I back, but there's fortunately no one near me and they have no global ults to threaten me with. And Ryze's TP is down, so I pick up the home guards and I'm going for a Locket of the Iron Solari, I think, here, with my cloth armor and whatever the health item is. I really need to learn what the items are called. Here the Ryze gets focused again, MF does a really good ult, and so does the Fizz. Here I'm getting a lot of turret aggro, but because I've built quite tanky I'm able to survive it. Fizz unfortunately dies there, and I think the Ryze disconnects, but he joins again afterwards. I think he was having some lag issues or something. I'm trying to get a Q over the wall onto the Sivir or the Leona. Unfortunately I'm unable to hit it and they actually ward it, so I'm unable to do anything more in that fight. So I go off to the bot lane, push this out. Going to try and get some more damage on the turret at the bot lane, see if I can take that by myself, since all of their team is either backed or at the top. So I'm going to start doing some damage. So Zyra's gets killed there by the Wraith camp, which is kind of embarrassing. Here I get CC'd by the bot lane, not the bot lane, by the Sejuani and the Ryze, and I'm just about able to jump over the wall and run away. I actually run around the north side, or the top side, of the bush, because Sejuani could have jumped over the wall possibly, whereas Ryze had just used his stun, so that's going to be on cooldown. I jump over to red buff, which MF takes for me. So that was almost a death for me, but luckily I was able to escape it. So I'm going to head mid because we've only got one turret left there, and so we're going to try and focus that down if we can. Here I'm trying to go on the Sejuani, and as you can see there's a team fight coming up. Fizz jumps over the wall to try and kill the Sejuani. He actually focuses the Sivir and kills her. Meanwhile, I jump back to help the MF, make sure she doesn't get focused down by the Renekton. And we actually get a triple, well not a triple, but we get 3 of their team for 2 of ours, which is really good. And the Ryze gets really weak here. I just about managed to Q past the Sejuani and get the Ryze. But the Sejuani takes out the MF and only just survives the Zed. That's still good for us because we're able to take down the inhibitor turret. She jumps onto me, but Zed's able to do enough damage to make her think twice about coming over to us. So I'm gonna go down to the Dragon Pit and solo that, because I've now got enough health, armor and lifesteal from my W to actually take that down and actually regenerate all my health. However, our Zed got caught out and they started to go Baron. Our Fizz tried to make a play, but just got CC'd and killed. However, we've got a Zyra and an MF whose ults, as you can see, combine really well. The MF gets a quadra kill. I kill the Ryze and the Baron, and at this moment it's pretty hard for the other team to come back. We've got 5 turrets to 2, we've got 41 kills to 22, and we're about to take the inhibitor, so things are going to get really bad for them if they keep playing. And as you're going to see, the surrender vote comes in as we take down this inhibitor turret. So I actually finished the game 9-0-14 with some really good plays, in my opinion, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.